Welcome to Sense and Sensibility on Wavy Plus. I am your host, Laura Oliver from afrugalchick.com, and now I am going to answer one of the most asked questions I get every year: how to save on television services. So today we're going to look at two different people because really there's two different sets of answers. The first person says, you can pry my cable out of my cold, dead hands, and they just want to figure out how to save on cable, and they aren't interested in changing anything. I have often found this person watches a lot of sports and is scared that they won't have access to the games, which is a legitimate concern, given how the leagues seem to be spreading them over as many platforms as possible these days. At the beginning of the professional football season this year, I got curious and did research on how many services you would need to never miss a game. One service has an exclusive game that you cannot see anywhere else. Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night football games are all on different services. Christmas game was on another service. It's insane. Or it could be someone who's worried about losing local news, which is completely understandable. Especially when inclement weather or elections happen, you depend on local news. Local news is important, and most of us want to have access to trusted sources. It can also be someone who has never tried anything new and is a little nervous about it, and we all know that change can be scary. The second person says, bring on all the streaming. We hate the cable company, but often spends more for streaming than they did because they have to pay for so many different platforms. And then they forget which ones they have access to, and they might even mistakenly pay for some twice. There seem to be very few people in the middle. People either love cable or prefer all streaming and don't want to mess with cable. I will say that in the last 18 months, our household finally got rid of cable. The Frugal Rooster was a big holdout because of all the sports he watches. And at the end of the episode, I will tell you how we did financially and viewing-wise now that the dust has settled. My first piece of advice to both people is, if you want to save really big, buy an HDTV antenna. Before you start picturing rabbit ears and aluminum foil, don't freak out. Antennas have come a long way. A modern antenna can look as sleek as your other electronics and be easily hidden. Basically, the charts that I'm seeing online, more expensive antennas aren't always better. Many highly rated antennas on Amazon are like $30. So feel free to read the reviews and find the one that works for you. If you get a cheaper one and then use it often, you can always upgrade to a more expensive. Some of my readers get as many as 30 television channels with their antenna. So let's look at person number one, who prefers to keep cable, and what they can do to help save on their cable costs. Call or go into the store and negotiate. This has worked every time I have done it during normal business hours. It has never worked at night when the phones are forwarded to another time zone. So first, be sure your account is in good standing. If your bill is not paid, they are not going to negotiate with you until your balance is zero. And then when you call, ask for the retention department. Tell them you're thinking of canceling due to cost. My bill's gone up a lot and I'm considering switching companies or canceling. Are there any promotions or discounts I could take advantage of? Every time I have called, they have been able to find something, even if it was just a few dollars. Ask to have hidden fees removed from your account. One of the reasons I never auto-paid for our cable was the fees. My bill would be the same for 6 months, and then it would jump up a few dollars. And I know they do that because not everyone tracks their expenses carefully. They were always throwing in these fees that I had never heard of to grab a few extra dollars. Some of the fees are non-negotiable. The Federal Universal Service Charge is assessed by the FCC on the cable company, and they just pass that right along to the consumer. But many are negotiable. Broadcast fees, regional sports fees, HD technology fees, for example, they are all charged by individual providers and vary from company to company. So don't hesitate to take some time to research or ask some questions. Downgrade your packages. Be honest with yourself about what channels you actually watch. Drop the premium channels and switch to a smaller bundle. Save yourself a few bucks and let the channels go. Downgrade your DVR or your extra boxes. So which rooms do you stream in pretty much exclusively, and which rooms do you watch cable? If you have a box in your bedroom and you fall asleep every night watching your favorite sitcom on a streaming service, just get rid of it. We had one in our house that we rarely used, and it cost $8 a month, $96 a year that we were spending on something we didn't even pay attention to. And if you don't use the DVR, eliminate that as well. Buy your own equipment. If you have the knowledge, a smart friend, or can find the answers online, buy your own modem or router instead of renting. You pay a monthly fee that can quickly add up to more than it would be if you paid for the item yourself. Now, for user number 2, who prefers streaming, you can save really big with some small decisions. Pause or cancel your services during busy months. During the months of November and December, I almost never sit and watch TV because I work so much. So if you have a time of year like that, consider pausing some of your services. If you're working toward a big goal and the television is a distraction, pause it. Maybe when you should be doing school stuff or have a long trip you won't be watching anyway, you won't even notice. Check the library. The digital and entertainment services offered by public libraries, both online and in the building, are unbelievable. When I began listening to audiobooks, I was surprised to see how many great television shows and movies available to stream in that very same app. And if you have an HDMI cable or can cast from your phone, you can watch those on your big screen. Track your subscriptions so that you don't end up double paying in the same household. When you are allowed, share accounts and split family or household plans. Share the cost with roommates or relatives. Just be sure to set it up in accordance with the platform's account sharing policies, because I would never encourage you to try to beat the system. Sign up for services that give you free streaming. For example, if you have Walmart Plus, you can get Paramount Plus Essential or Peacock Premium, depending on what you choose. T-Mobile users, you have several options as well. And if you already pay for Amazon Prime for the shipping and the price benefits, you may as well see what you can watch. My favorite trick is to rotate services. You pay for 1 month, binge what you want, and then cancel. That can give you long gaps in your usage, which can also help you receive better offers from streamers during discount periods. In the month of November, we usually see the best deals for quote unquote new subscribers. Sometimes if it's been a few months since you had an account, you can be considered new. Watch for when your favorite shows come out. For example, if you like Bridgerton in 2026, you need to have Netflix in February. So maybe pause for a month and concentrate on another streaming service. Downgrade your video quality. If you don't need 4K, don't pay for it. If most of what you watch is on your phone or your tablet, save yourself a few bucks. Make a to-be watched list. Often when I see new shows that will require us to get a new streaming service, I forget that I already have a long list of shows that I want to watch. So take some time to go through your current options and make a list. Then when you're out of ideas, you can pull the list out. Or go ad supported and sit through the ads. You need to refresh your drink or use a restroom anyway. And if you're mainly watching TV while scrolling through your phone, the ads are probably going to be all right. Now mark your calendar. This is important for those free trials ending. Sign up for a free trial and then put a reminder on your calendar the very next thing. A few days before that official end date, go ahead and cancel, and that way you don't forget. During Prime Days, Amazon does a ton of free trials for its members. I have tried so many channels for 7 free days and then binge watched the one show that I wanted to see. Conduct an annual audit and cancel the least used services. I live in a sports watching household, and I'm amazed at how many streaming services you need in order to watch an entire season. It is not difficult to think that something might get missed when you pay for 1 month of service just to watch one game. Use your bank or credit card statement to make a complete list of your streaming services. Use free options such as Wavy Plus, Pluto TV, Tubi, Freevee, the Roku channel, or YouTube, and I am sure there are others that you can help save with. And then check your TV. You may already be able to stream. If you bought your television after 2009, there's a decent chance you can already stream some shows online. We have Samsung televisions in our house, and they already have their own channel menu loaded, many of which are free. We like to watch old game shows, and lots of them are available through there. So how do you use this information yourself? Well, testimonial time for us. Getting the Frugal Rooster to cut cable was very difficult. We have 3 adults in our household who all like to watch different shows at different times, and it seemed impossibly complicated to make that work with streaming services. But like most people, we had friends who were pulling it off without cable. So after talking to them, we switched to YouTube TV. It has been far better than cable for us. We still have the local channels and we're able to drop one streaming service. We also have unlimited DVR, unlike cable. Additionally, we each have our own DVR, so I don't have to worry about accidentally erasing his Chicago Fire when I go in to watch The Hunting Party. All in all, it is saving us over $1,000 a year, and we have plenty of other places we can use that. If you want a checklist or to see this all written out, just head to afrugalchick.com/resources and you will find everything that you need. Here are our 2 money quotes for the day. I made my money the old-fashioned way. I was very nice to a wealthy relative right before he died. Malcolm Forbes. Rich people have small TVs and big libraries, and poor people have small libraries and big TVs. Zig Ziglar. And you can head to afrugalchick.com and sign up for our daily newsletter. It arrives at your inbox at 10 a.m. every morning with the best deals of the day. And follow A Frugal Chick on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm Laura Oliver from afrugalchick.com, and keep living well without going broke.